This is the full long version of what was a very lesson-filled track. If you're looking for a shorter version, you can also find that edited on the channel. All right, Jaeger. We are at the Chattanooga TWRA SCI Wounded Veterans Hunt. We helped with this a few years now, and some hunters were here, supposedly shot a deer that way. Don't know the hit site. They're stopped tracking it. So we're gonna go see if we can find them and then pick the track up. Good boy, Jaeger. Well, I don't know how we found the hit site, but I see blood here. This is definitely an atypical start. It's not very common to not have a hunter be able to show you the hit site or the area. So kind of lucky. Just kind of doing some grid searching. Jaeger was able to find some visible sign and start to show it and indicate, you know, that he was on the line and tracking. Now, all we knew at this point was that multiple hunters and game wardens were looking for this deer. So we had a direction of travel. I know it's contaminated scent-wise. I know that there's going to be some challenges. So I'm just trying to move to this area kind of quickly. And I'm trying to call to the wardens and just find them. I just want Jaeger to track as fast as he can through this. But in the end, that also imparted some confusion. And we ended up having to sort some challenging sign and indicators out.
Hello?
Now, once we hit this pavement, I immediately see some red flags. I see Jaeger not hold a line. He's kind of running. Here he kind of loops back towards the direction we came from. He's kind of running side to side. Based on the blood I'd seen, obviously on the ground, I had high confidence there should have been some blood drips visible on the pavement. There weren't. And Jaeger's going back and forth. I'm calling, yelling. I'm not hearing any voices. So I'm just trying to figure out, all right, what's going on? He's acting searchy.
Hello?
And there's just a lot of red flags leading me to believe maybe we made a wrong turn somewhere
to go back in.
So without hearing the wardens call back to when I yell to them, and with Jaeger in search mode, you know, I'm just kind of reading through him. There's deer trails clearly crossing this road in multiple places, and he probes into them, and you know, but never shows any sign of real confidence of wanting to track any further into them. So I'm trying to decipher a lot of things here.
Jaeger.
I'm trying to test him with leash tension. I'm trying to just see what's going on, but I'm starting to suspect that humans probably came here, walked here, because this was the general direction of travel the doe was going, but something else is going on, so we got to sort it out.
Here. Let's see when we get by that ant mound if he makes a hard right again.
So at this point, I'm just starting to think in my head, all right, maybe it's time to go back and reset and go find blood again and restart back at that point. He's throwing his head up. He makes some turns in places that are deer trails, and I can see where deer have crossed, but he's just not showing confidence. And it's hot. He's already breathing hard. I'm just suspicious that there was just a turn somewhere that we missed.
I see no
and
blood.
Between other people walking there, it's just thrown him off. So it's time to water him. It's hot. The more our dog breathes and pants in conditions like this, the lower their scenting capability.
Yeah.
So always carry water and try to make sure Jaeger can stay hydrated. Here he's cut his tongue, which he often will do on briars. So now he's also dripping blood from his own tongue, so I got to sort that out, and watering them can also help stop the bleeding on their tongue and get that gone too. So we take a break here, water break, and then I'm going to note that Jaeger, pretty much at the end of this, he just kind of turns and goes
whoa.
right back to a point that he actually went to right when we hit the road, where he wanted to turn around and go back into the woods. So I let him do it and make the call. It's time to go back and try to reset the line. Now, usually one of my habits when I start a track is to turn on the Onyx Maps tracking function. So it is easy to go back and reset exactly where you were, but I hadn't at this point.
Here.
So when we see the Onyx overview coming up here in a few minutes, that's actually recreated from going back and looking at a couple waypoints I had marked and rebuilding it. But then later on in the track, I do turn it on, so we know exactly where we were. Here he's getting a little excited and he's throwing his head up in the air, doing some air ascenting. He's getting bouncy. There's obvious game trails here. He's getting excited about something. It would be easy to let him work and follow him and try to explore it, but I know there's obvious blood on the ground back in the pines. I'm not going to waste my time. I really just want to figure out where the turn was and get to the tracking party so we can all work together.
Come here. Come on. Let's go back to the hit site and start all over. Come here. Here. Okay. Wait.
So here we go now. We have obvious blood on the ground. Significant amount. And so let's take a look at what just happened and why we reversed. So here you can see where we parked the truck. We went to the blind. We started in the suspected hit area, and we progressed kind of to the left of the screen, and there was blood on the ground. And then we moved through and hit that road, that old pavement. And we did some searching back and forth. That's the yellow zone. And then we reset. We went back into the woods. Again, this is all recreated from waypoints I'd saved. But now we're figuring out, all right, we know a confirmed point. Where'd she go from here?
Jaeger, here. I found some more blood. All right, trying to reset the line. Where'd he go? Where'd she go? Where'd he go?
So this is now a suspected bedding site, and what I suspect is where the initial tracking team bumped the deer. A wounded deer will generally hold a direction of travel when undisturbed. But once they bed, and if they're jumped from that bed, they may leave that bed in any direction. So what likely happened earlier was the deer was moving one way, had bedded there, the initial tracking team bumped it. They may have looked around as well, went to the road, looked all over. We overshot the bed. Same thing, wrapped up in whatever sensor there, went back, and now Jaeger's figuring out the new direction of travel.
Where'd she go? Hold on. Okay. So let's go show what we showed here. We worked this out. The deer was bedded. Come here. Come here. We follow blood to here, here, and there's good blood here, but it looks like the deer actually left a different way. So we overshot this, we hit that concrete, I'm like, there's nothing there. So then we came back to here, and now Jaeger has found blood leaving a different way. So the deer must have been bedded there. Let's go over here, here. You can see now blood again. And okay, Jaeger, just hold on. We're gonna get going. Okay, hold on, just hold on. Good boy, Jaeger. Good boy, hang on. Okay, this deer's looping around, isn't he? Where'd he go? These red berries don't make life any easier, do they? Jaeger, whoa. Hang on. I'll get to you. What are you on? You're on blood. Okay.
So now that we're back on some pretty visible sign, I'm just trying to, again, let Jaeger work fast, track fast. I'm hoping we can catch up to the tracking party quickly. Coming out of a bed, when a deer's been bumped, it's usually running, so I know it's going to be spotty. Jaeger's really moving with confidence through all this stuff. And we're angling almost back towards the direction we came, and then now we're turning, and we start progressing in a slightly different direction. So we're moving and just trying to close the distance between ourselves and the tracking party.
Good boy. Good turn. A lot. This is a super. Jaeger, whoa. Whoa. Yep, I got blood. Good boy. Jaeger. You guys hear me?
Now that we're in voice contact, I just want to get to them as quickly as possible. People would ask, well, why didn't you just go to them in the first place? One, that they couldn't send me their exact location, but two,
Right, it's always
better to start at the hit site and let the dog learn the particular deer. So we've learned a lot about this deer already. Now we're going to get to this team and make the best decision we can.
Sorry.
Right where that feather is.
Jaeger here.
The last blood is right there. See them blow flag on some, some gut material, and there's some blood right there.
Yeah, I see it. All right, we're gonna call it off. They can come back. Come on, Jaeger. Come on.
He's right on her.
Yeah, I pulled her off once he was coming this way, and then when I yelled, I broke him off the line. But if she is gut shot, that's a super easy track. But she could die tomorrow. I mean.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get caught up on our overview here. So you can see again, truck, blind, the overshoot area. Then we found the bed, and you see how there's a sharp kind of turn to the north there. We had a new direction of travel. We worked that whole system out. We crossed that next kind of block zone and caught up to the game wardens on this other kind of pavement crossing where they had marked blood. The hunters there informed me they'd only waited 10 minutes, so it was an easy decision. Let's just all back out of here. We'll give her time. We'll come back later.
All right.
We waited around 4 hours to return to the track, and then now I'm joined by Wardens Holt and Davis, who were on the original track, but it's just this small team now. And it was funny that, one of the hunters, based on how far she'd already gone, was certain that this doe would be laying, 100 yards from where we stopped, and really wanted to keep tracking. And I think, as you're about to see unfold, that was highly inaccurate. And so there's no sign now. Jaeger sets on a line, and we track and track. We track for quite a ways before we see any sort of confirmation. So we sit back and watch him work, and then we're gonna cross a lot of ground. We doubt ourselves, and then we finally get confirmation again.
Where'd she go, Jaeger? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? You stuck? Come here, where'd she go?
Here's one of the realities of leash tracking and why a long lead helps. So I get tangled up here. That pauses Jaeger and imparts some confusion on him. He thinks I'm telling him to go a different way. So he runs a loop, actually, and then comes back to the line. And then you'll see him hit the line here and just kind of take off like a rocket ship. And that's how I know, all right, he's back on it. Sorry, bud, I messed you up. Let's just keep going.
I haven't seen any sign for a while. Jaeger, whoa. Whoa. Where'd she go? Yeah, we're getting thick now. There's droppings here. Jaeger, are you? I got droppings. I haven't seen blood in a while. This is certainly the stuff deer love to die in, but Jaeger. You do? Where'd she go, Jaeger? No, I don't like this. Yep, he's on her. I got blood. Hold on, Jaeger. I don't know exactly where.
Anybody over here?
Hang on, Jaeger. Good boy. That's some good tracking. What is it, ticker? Hang on, hang on. Hang on, yeah, hang on, bud.
So we've now gone a long way. We're roughly 700 yards in at this point from the bedding turn. And for that last segment from, you can see where we reparked the truck and then restarted there in the middle of the frame and then moved north, and now we're kind of progressing a little to the left of the frame. No sign until we hit that pavement again. And I'm really doubting whether it was even a lethal hit at this point, or, you know, has the deer just been pushed to where it's gone so far and, you know, it's going to take who knows how long to expire. But Jaeger's on it and he's excited to go, and we're going to keep going.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it would be beneficial for one of us to get on the other side of this block in case we were to push it out?
If it's getting pushed out, it's not a dead deer. I mean, as far as we've gone, 10 o'clock, 10, 11, 10:50, I think you said.
And we gotta lay up.
Yeah. And there was only that one bed. Do what?
So there's some debate there about whether or not we should send one of the wardens around this kind of block unit that we're tracking through in case the deer was pushed out. And I advised against it. And, you know, there's a lot of judgment calls in tracking. In this particular hunt, it's very controlled. We have wardens and veterans going into very specific spots. And based on the time that's transpired and the distance that we've gone with only one bed, my gut just said keep going. Now, there's a good chance that the deer was, if it were to be moving and being pushed, probably not going to die today anyway. And I don't want a gun potentially shooting towards me. Obviously, they wouldn't do that, but there's that risk. Then there's the other, my gut says that this deer is probably dead and Jaeger's really hot. I don't want to delay him any further. I just want to let him tell us what he's going to tell us. Tracking is a lot of judgment calls on the fly, and that's a good case of one of them. You don't know the right answer sometimes until you let it play out. So we'll just see how this one plays out. At this point, with the lack of sign that's been going on now for hundreds of yards until we confirmed it back there, I'm really not even looking at the ground anymore. I'm just looking at Jaeger. And I'm checking the way the wind direction is blowing, and I'm watching his body language. And there I can see he went one way, he came back. He's reestablishing the line here, and I am just in full faith now. We've gone hundreds of yards. Jaeger is locked onto this deer. We've gone through a lot of deer dense areas. We've found other deer's droppings. We've seen a lot of sign, yet Jaeger seems determined he's going to find this deer. So I am just letting him do his thing.
He's throwing his head up a little bit. Where'd she go, Jaeger? Where'd she go? Tell you what, these red berries look an awful lot like blood. They fooled me a number of times. Jaeger, hold on. Hold on. Yeah. But I'm starting to get the feeling that she might not be dead. Where'd she go, Jaeger? Could you take us into any thicker crap? Yeah, I know. Where is she? Where do you think she went? Yeah, there's blood here. Just another drip. Can one of y'all walk around this? Jaeger, good boy. Oh. Oh, I see her bed. She bedded here. There's a lot of blood in the bed. Come hold him. I'm gonna come inspect the bed.
I got his lead.
You got him? I mean, she tucked up into some thick stuff. Good boy, Jaeger. Can't even get to it. I mean, I think this is a deer that will die. This is the bed. Oh yeah, it's definitely gut shot.
Oh yeah, I mean, stomach stuff all over.
But he hit something important too. The question is, where does she get out of here? Is there a trail outside this? I can't get through this without a machete. Let's try to see if we can't cut anything on that road. She had to have, I mean, she bedded here. I can see where she crawled on this stick. Oh, I mean, it's tough not knowing, you know, with the...
I mean, do you think we jumped her?
I don't think we jumped her, no.
You think she just got
That blood's dried up enough.
Okay.
Jaeger, we're gonna try to cut around.
You come right here where I can.
At this point, we couldn't really move in the briar patch. It's kind of to the right of the frame here, but we were crawling under what you see there in that vegetation and just couldn't move. So we're trying to now assess if she made it out. This is the direction to travel. Where could she have gone? And it's just, as you can see, it's just a wall of vegetation in a lot of directions. And with the sign from the bed, intuition would say that there's gonna be signs she would have left if she made it out this far. And this is where kind of tracking teamwork and judgment just kind of comes into play. We're out here trying to reconfirm and just not getting a sense of where she went. We have to reestablish where she went or come up with a new plan.
Can you tell on your Onyx where that bed was to my right? Ow.
Damon, do you think she climbed out of this crap from in there?
I don't. I think she backtracked.
Did she backtrack out or backtrack out into here?
That bed is roughly 12 to 15 yards directly in front.
Yeah. Here. I'll just hold him here. I mean, there was a lot of blood in that bed. She laid there for a while. Stay.
I mean, she's going to leave sign going through this tall stuff on this big.
She'd have to.
You'd have to see
Yeah,
it.
her belly's probably coated in a lot of blood.
Yeah.
You'd think that.
And she crawled, so I'm wondering if she's not in that thicket.
To the left before we came out.
Yeah. Because it seems like if she came out the way we just did, that we'd see some kind of sign.
Us walking around and we've had blood on us from her. I mean, there would be blood on this.
Let's see if Jaeger air sense. This is a tough one, Jaeger. See him.
But she ended up finding.
Hang on.
Jaeger showed some interest there, but it's also an obvious deer trail. So I'm letting him pursue and hunt at this point. He's hunting the scent. And I'm just trying to look at him and see how interested he really is. He was so hot, so on her for a while, and now see how quiet he is? He's just back to, I'm just kind of, he's trying to figure out what I'm asking him to look for, but he's not excited, and I'm just not buying it.
Unless I can verify this. Yeah, I think he's just hunting her. He doesn't know where she is. But I'm gonna go bring him back up to where we were up there. Come on. Come on, Jaeger. Let's go back up to that little clearing. Jaeger, here. This is a findable deer. It's just a matter of how much she got pushed. Nothing I hate worse than the 10-minute tracks. How long did you wait? 10 minutes, great. Got pee again? Good, better than in your kennel. Jaeger, here. Come on. Oop. We came out, what, right there?
No, right here, we always thought about it.
I mean, we could have walked right past her.
It's real easy to do that in there.
He's wanting to go back in there.
You need the bolt.
That's a good grade 8 bolt.
There's a $10 bolt right
Yeah.
This is where Jaeger. I'd put money on her being tucked in this stuff. Jaeger, here. Come give me a good solid air scent. Come here. Here. I gotta, which way's the wind going here? Damn, this is thick. Where is she, Jaeger? Come here.
Golly. I'm just gonna say if she's in there.
I mean, this is some of the thickest stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you need people, when they tell me that something flies here, I'm usually like, oops, sorry. I'm usually like, get a drone and fly over it. And they often find them that way. We'll see their white belly.
At this point, I'm just kind of confusing Jaeger. I'm just walking him places outside that canopy to the left, right, obvious trails, trying to see if he gets excited. And he's not. I think he's just kind of like, well, are we going back to the ATV now or what? You know, in his head, he's just, he doesn't know what I'm really asking. I'm just trying to, though, see if he gets excited anywhere. So at this point, since he's not really showing me any kind of indicators, I've already made up my mind. I'm going back into that briar patch where I saw her bed. He had already shown a little bit of interest going back in there. So I'm just going to lead him back to it. I'm going to leave him out with the wardens. I'm going to go in and see what I can see before I bring him back in.
Come here. I'm sorry? Yeah. Here, just hold him if you would.
Yes.
Going back in, Jaeger, without you. Oh, Jaeger. All right. Come here. All right. Yeah. I got her now. I got him now. All right, Jaeger. Good boy. We're back in that bed. We went out and said it doesn't make any sense that she would have gotten out of here. Jaeger, here. You can finish it over here. And then came back in here. And there she is. Boy, she tried to get away. This is nasty. All right, Jaeger, good boy. Let me see if I can get there. Here, I'm gonna do the.
Do you have
Hold on again.
a rope in your bag?
It's in the back of the truck. I'll try to drag her out. I'll try to drag her out.
I'll walk back and get some
Jaeger,
Ben, do you have like some?
can you pull him back a few feet? Jaeger, I don't want you eating that. Yeah, she was gut shot, but you did good work, Jaeger. That was a good track. Can we get an ATV to where?
We'll get it to this opening right here behind us.
Okay. All right, Jaeger, hang on, bud. You did good. You did good. She ran quite a long way. Oh, good boy, Jaeger. Come here. Oh, boy. Oh.
She already have rigor?
Oh, yeah.
They're mine. All right, thanks.
Okay. We're just gonna turn the camera off. Good boy, Jaeger.
So let's look at the end of that track closely. You can see where we marked blood on the road on the right side of the frame. We proceeded to the left, entered that rock quarry. Jaeger did that double back loop. We entered the briar thicket, and then it was so thick we couldn't really move in it. I saw a bloody bed. I inspected it. I had tied Jaeger off, and we just didn't see her. So we proceeded in the direction of travel outside of the thicket, looked around, didn't see anything, and it just didn't make any sense. So logic took over and decided to go back in, and just when I went in a different angle, I was able to spot her white belly tucked up under some briars. So 3 of us were in there. She was within 10 yards of us. We just simply couldn't see her. It was so thick. But going in a different way, was able to see her and close it out, and logic prevailed. Good recovery in the end.
All right, Jaeger. TWRA doing all the hard work.
I want to give our thanks to the wardens and folks at TWRA for the efforts they put into helping hunters here in the state of Tennessee. This is a great example of going the extra mile and using every resource available to them to help recover this deer for the hunter. It would have been easy to give up on this doe, and they didn't. We used Jaeger, we worked as a team, and able to successfully recover her and send her home with the hunter.
2. Hear that, Jaeger? You get your Junior Paw Patrol sticker.
Shot placement analysis here is pretty simple. Pure gut shot, broadside, behind the vitals. Luckily enough was hit that she was able to expire in a relatively quick amount of time for a gut shot. Here, let's look at now the overall on-X overview of this entire track, because it was a long one. So on the bottom of the frame, you can see where we parked the truck the first time, the blind, the initial track, the bed, the overshoot area, and then she progressed kind of north up the frame. And once she was bumped, we got to that point, the back out point, we marked blood. We came back 4 hours later, parked the trucks again, went back in again, and you can see she progressed up the frame, kind of wrapping to the left with very little or no sign until the eventual recovery point. Now the lesson here is time is always your friend. Had this deer been given an hour after the initial shot, she probably would have been dead in those pines where we found the initial bed. But waiting only 10 minutes, she was bumped, and she fled to find another area of security. Now that's a long way to go. It beat Jaeger up, it beat us up, and fortunately we recovered her. Now, the other fortunate side of it is that we're hunting a massive property here. It would have been very easy for this deer on smaller parcels to have left the property. And despite what a lot of people think, in Tennessee, you must have landowner permission to cross property lines, even if you have blood. And no, a game warden can't give you permission to go recover your deer. You must have it from the landowner. So this is an excellent example of time is your friend. Give them time, your recovery jobs are going to be easier. When you don't give them time and you bump them from that first bed, things get a lot more complicated quickly.